Hatred. See how efficient it still is? How it keeps itself in shape. Our century's hatred. How easily it vaults the tallest obstacles. How rapidly it pounces, tracks us down. It's not like other feelings, at once both older and younger. It gives birth itself to the reasons that give it life. When it sleeps, it's never eternal rest, and sleeplessness, one religion or another, whatever gets it ready in position, one fatherland or another, whatever helps it get a running start. Justice also works well at the outset until hate gets its own momentum going. Hatred, its face twisted in a grimace of erotic ecstasy. Hatred is a master of contrast between explosions and dead quiet, red blood and white snow. Above all, it never tires of its leitmotif, the impeccable executioner towering over its soiled victim. It's always ready for new challenges. If it has to wait a while, it will. They say it's blind. Blind? It has a sniper's keen sight and gazes unflinchingly at the future as only it can. Wislawa, Symborksa. Welcome to the Poetry Oracle podcast, and thank you for listening. Today I bring you a poem amid the never-ending political debates, debacles, and the latest divisive split I see in my country and in the world that is dividing peoples who live next door to each other. Yes, I know I'm delving into the political arena here, but after being attacked today just for commenting on President Cretin Donnie Trump, sorry, I know that is mean, perhaps even hateful, but it's my name for him. I had to go deeper and figure out what is swimming beneath. Instead of defending Mr. Trump, my attacker attacked me. He doesn't even know me and tries to compare me with the, quote, successful Trump. So I offer an answer to what's swimming beneath in a poem by the great Nobel laureate, Ms. Symborksa, a Polish poet who lived in Krakow most of her life and saw much in political and social hatred firsthand. She powerfully captures what I'm trying to say in our current century's hatred, where one citizen attacks another, perhaps a dissident, a questioner of the power at hand, instead of just looking at the power at hand with a keen and discerning eye. There is this universal desire to be on the winning team, I think, no matter what, and damn those who question the winner. Once the winner has won, we back the winner no matter what. Almost like a religious leader. Throw that formula in with religion and watch out, we are at a whole new level of blind faith. Symborksa captures so well what I feel is the ultimate volatility, when religion and politics join together and form a nuclear-level bomb of hatred. We have seen this before in Ireland, in South Africa, and now once again in the United States of America. And the repeating melody, the leitmotif, is always the same. Justice often stands up, wins some victories, and then gets decimated by a hate-fueled frenzy that snuffs it out for a while or dims it almost completely. The citizenry looks the other way when white hoods march and our leader calls them good people. A drowned man and his baby daughter wash up along the banks of our border as, quote, illegal aliens who got what they deserved. And we separate parents from their children in concentration camps while a tear rolls down the face of the Statue of Liberty and her beacon of light dims. I thought that's what our country was founded on. Aren't we a collection of immigrants that once was a beacon in the world, providing light and a place for those who are oppressed? Another unarmed American who happens to have darker skin is killed by law enforcement. Why does this never happen to white Americans? Or another child is killed in our schools, and we demand the right to have all our guns, especially those that can mow down a crowd in a matter of minutes. A woman stands up for her equality and to say no more to be considered a second-hand citizen, less than a sexual object, and demands her right to lead the country in a new direction. She is then separated, delegitimatized because she has a couple of different organs than a man. Same brain, same blood, same intelligence, same passion, same heart, and yet she is relegated as woman instead of citizen, candidate, leader, or visionary. And all of these events appear on the collective American psyche for a moment or two, a media cycle, a few sound bites, and then disappears into the deep unconscious as we await the next new tragedy with the same melody, the resulting tweets, judgments, and day or two of commentary. All of this is also captured in the deafening silence that happens in between these horrid events, the acquiescence, the looking the other way, or down, or giving up to the maniacal power that hatred foments. And the master of tweets keeps it going, where we cannot focus on any one event because new ones are created each day. Stay a moving target and you cannot be nailed down to any one thing. And just lie and keep lying consistently, and eventually some people will believe it just because you said so. The strategy of soundbite hatred is a very powerful thing. Finally, I think Symborksa is so right. Hatred is not blind, the most effective kind anyway. It is sniper laser focused, and it takes out the lights in the world, often literally, when they stand up, and spreads enough darkness, deception, and just flat-out lies that light works very hard to even peek through its veils. Couple it with fear, the fear of losing something, of impending doom that has never happened, and then single out anybody that does not look like us, think like us, or questions our winner leaders in power as threatening to our whole way of life. And so I admit, first, that when I was attacked, the first feeling I had was to attack that person right back, reciprocate, and deal him some of what he was dealing to me. It felt so good starting to fire back my own hatred of him with my word bullets for his stupidity, blind faith, and rabid judgmental attack of my character. But I stopped, realized that it was not about him, really, nor me, but by the powerful masters of those above us in America and the world, who wield the light and dark forces upon us all. And in wielding it, they often cause us to do the same thing to each other, to hate each other, divide and conquer, and in fact, that is where the true power of hatred lies. Stopping myself, I decided that I must not stand up to my attacker, but continue to question those above us who abuse their power, whether in the darkness or in the light. Great poetry is meant to capture all the facets of the human condition in the world. When a woman can, using words, not guns, especially in a male-dominated world, fire out truth in prose that brings her a Nobel Prize, and where the timeless truth within it is still so perfect many years later. Here is where the hope lies, in seeing the eternal of what has always been. As the yin-yang pendulum of light and dark swings back and forth, always trying to balance towards the center, this is the story of the world, always has been, always will be, and justice will also continue to stand in its own laser-like truth alongside hatred, as will some people, others not, while yet still others stand against it, and the world will continue onward. So I guess I will stand where I can on my own ground with my imperfect, intentional heart for those who cannot stand for themselves, for those who are singled out for being different somehow, for women who seek to put themselves in places of leadership and power, and for those who can and do stand up against hatred, while also watching to be sure that my own fervent standing up does not lead me into a crusade of hatred in unbalanced light. For Symborksa promises, and history's eternal melody shows this, there will always be those who will be standing up on the other side too, as the pendulum swings. Deep bow and blessings to you all. Until next time. About Wislawa Symborksa. Wislawa Symborksa received international recognition when she won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1996. In awarding the prize, the Academy praised her poetry that with ironic precision allows the historical and biological context to come to light in fragments of human reality. Living almost all her life in Krakow, Poland, she witnessed much in history. In the poem The End and the Beginning, Symborksa writes, "After every war, someone's got to tidy up." She won the Goethe Prize, the Herder Prize, and the Order of the White Eagle. Her reputation rests on a relatively small body of work, fewer than 350 poems. When asked why she had published so few poems, she said, "I have a trash can in my home."